Is it hard to prove that you have food poisoning? Food poisoning may be difficult to prove because it may be hard to trace to exactly what it is that caused you to become ill. To bring a successful claim, you must show that the food that you ate was contaminated, and that the same contaminated food was what made you ill. Much of the time it is difficult to determine whether the food you ate was contaminated because it is hard to pinpoint exactly what made you sick. This is even more of a battle if there have been a time delay between eating the food and exhibiting symptoms. However, it is easier to prove if many other people have become sick with food poisoning by eating the same contaminated food. Not all personal injury cases arise from food poisoning are the same, but most of the cases fall under a product liability legal theory, making food poisoning cases similar to cases from a defective product. In other words, the contaminated food is the defective product that was sold to you and injured you by causing food poisoning. This would be known as a strict liability theory. Other legal theories of product liability include negligence and the breach of warranty. For example, the restaurant could be liable for negligence if it didn't provide a safe environment with safe food. In a breach of warranty case, this was usually the notion that a product will meet the expectations of an ordinary buyer. Clearly, an ordinary buyer would not expect this food to be contaminated and may then have a legal claim. What this means is that the restaurant must prove that it is not negligent in causing food poisoning. How does the kitchen do this? Firstly, the food safety pillars must be maintained at all times. A documentation system must be developed in order to monitor the food safety pillars, ensuring that these systems are in place and effectively managed. Besides this, the kitchen must also ensure that the supplied products, in other words, the raw ingredients, are of a suitable quality and were not contaminated during the production process. Usually, production facilities are required by law to have good food safety systems in place. However, the transport of food is also governed by law of many countries.